So, vaccinations. Xamna can help manage vaccinations and do two things. We can persist them securely, and we can secure them without needing to store and see them in a one-off manner. The mantra is you see a vaccine once, much like you can do a passport, and you can use it many times over. So chances are your passenger is at least flying back, so they're not only just flying out. By the time they fly back on their next flight, you can use this process on your screen. The first time you see a vaccine in your environment at the airport or online through an upload, you can't really trust it. Vaccines were not designed to be connected to our passports or identity. They were designed to stop people dying. So we know that a connection has to be established by an airline from the data provided by the passenger, which here you see on your screen, to actually creating a connection with the passport. That data then gets converted by Xamna SDK, again within your environment, and only then can you imagine a scenario where you are asking the passenger only for their passport data and then able to unlock all of the associated vaccine signals. So you can retrieve data you've never even asked the passenger for and apply the rules, which again the Xamna SDK provides. For flights 2, 3, 4 and 400, this works perfectly well. So instead of asking the passenger to provide and re-provide their vaccine certificates or their health status, you can do this with Xamna by persisting the vaccine itself and attaching it to the passport data, which your passenger provides already. So the passport is the key to unlocking it, and the traveller doesn't actually need to manually scan anything. There is a case for saying that vaccines are a little bit more persistent than test results, which only last 72 hours. And what we've seen is that our clients love this particular bit of our software because it really allows them to unlock processing of passengers for destinations where vaccines are mission critical. Applying Xamna rules through the journey is fairly straightforward. You can do it in any touch point, whether pre-airport or indeed within the airport, because the passenger first comes in with this blue question mark of data that Xamna then starts to find matching signals for. If there are accurate matches, then you will get them. You will get those green ticks as an airline without asking the passenger for any uploads or any scans. You will also be able to apply accurate rules within Xamna's SDK, and you'll be able to set a fit to fly status in DCS. Now we know this means different things to different destinations, so we'll unpack that fit to fly status shortly. But for now, operationally, it means that those green ticks, or those SSRs that you might be using, your keywords within your DCS, you're using the same verbs and you're unlocking either green ticks or indeed red crosses to flag a need to do something else to the airport ops or to customer service, or indeed to issue a boarding pass, which most of our clients disable before they start working with Xamna. So how do we deal with so many passengers in many different states? Let me take you through the reality today, where everyone coming to the airport is in this state, red crosses or indeed question marks, and everyone gets pushed to the same queue to be processed. With Xamna, every passenger is different, and I'm going to move myself over here to talk to you about how our dynamic checklist works. So the Xamna dynamic checklist means you can treat a passenger as an individual, and you can see the checklist with a potential list of things for the agent to check. A test, a vaccine, a PLF, recent travel history, it might even be insurance. So when we wire this to the living rules that the Xamna dynamic checklist provides, and these rules get updated about 1,000 times a day, the checklist can then adapt live to rule changes. This means that you can retrieve matching signals instantly to match existing signals about health data, test certificates or vaccinations. In terms of repeating those one-off tasks, you can eliminate it completely because Xamna highlights what you have done and the remaining tasks that need your attention, because not all tasks can be completed at the same time, of course. So with that, you can use all the channels, including pre-airport ones, and Xamna's Easy API to make sure that the dynamic checklist starts getting additive ticks. and you put the traveller in the driving seat, they know what they've done and what else they need to do. If they don't surface this information to the traveller, you can at least surface this information to your agents, and they know what else they need to do in advance if possible. Then Xaminer can provide you with also the remaining tasks so that you can process people in a different way, helping scan a vaccine or DCC, or as simple as saying go to this queue or that queue, because that is how you can differentiate your processes. As a result, your touch points can be a lot more effective and focused, and the checklist gets instantly updated. So from 100% of passengers being pushed to the same queue, you really can start to manage processes differently. With that, once the tasks are completed, you can finish off the task by sitting that fit to fly in DCS we talked about, whether it's an SSR keyword or removing an inhibitor or issuing that mobile boarding pass that most of us post-COVID simply never get to anymore. So approving to fly, you can see how the list of passengers on the left, and I'll move myself here, has just changed from all red crosses or indeed question marks to some with green ticks, 5 out of 5 completed in this particular checklist, to others saying, well, 2 things are done, but 3 things remain. So any passenger can be inquired. You can then know instantly what checks you as an agent checking in need to do in person, or you can push a message to a passenger even pre-airport saying, we still need you to do this and we need you to do that. So you're managing expectations and you're marking passengers ready to fly as ready to fly.